All right, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to be talking about Photoshop and using layers, moving things around, and that sort of thing. So first off, you notice that you have a layers panel over here. And we're using the move tool, which is kind of the default tool. You can always get to the move tool by hitting V on your keyboard. As you can see, the little V right there tells you that. So let's go ahead and get started. If you click on one of these layers, you'll notice that it selects it down here. Unfortunately, my face is in the way, so just have to ignore that for now. But this is the bun top. And you can see it's underneath all these other layers. But obviously we want the bun top to be on top. So I'm going to stick it all the way to the top here. And for now I can make it invisible so I don't have to look at it. And the bottom bun is already on the bottom, so we're good there. So let's take our meat and stick it right here. And it's a little too big maybe. So we're going to do a Control T to resize it. And when you're done, you can hit Enter, and that'll keep it in place. We'll put the lettuce on top. Actually, let's put cheese on top of that. We want the cheese on top, so I'm going to have to go to the cheese layer here and bring it up above my burger. And maybe I'll Control T, resize that a little bit. Lettuce on top of that. And then our tomatoes, which maybe I want to put them on top of the lettuce, so I will pull the lettuce down here. And let me put our bun on top, and there we go. Maybe we want a little bit of mayo, mustard, and ketchup though. So I have these layers already created, and they have a special effect on them. You'll see it's kind of cool. So I'm going to go to the ketchup layer. I'm going to go to the paintbrush tool. And to select a color, I can double click here on the black and change it to red. And now if I right click, and if you don't have a right mouse button, you can also adjust the settings up here. So I'm going to take the size of it and increase it. And again, you can always right click to pull that up as well. So now I'm just going to paint some ketchup on here. It's a little fuzzy, so let me undo that. And I'm actually going to choose a brush that's got a little bit of a harder edge, like a hard round. And so we'll put a little bit of ketchup on here. And then on the mustard layer, let's go to yellow. Throw in a little bit of mustard. And you'll notice that it has this nice curved shading. That's because I applied some effects to these layers. And then on mayo, if you like mayo, we got that going. And let's actually stick these underneath our lettuce and tomato and other tomato. So if you click on the ketchup and you scroll up and you hold down Shift and then click on mayo, it'll select all three of these layers. And I can pull them down like that. Now I can't really see my ketchup and all that stuff, so let me switch back to the move tool, V, and just push these guys up a little bit. And maybe I want to bring my mayo down a little bit. And I'm actually holding down Shift and using the arrow keys to push it down. Let's do the same thing with the mustard and the ketchup. Hold down Shift and just push it down. Make sure you have the move tool selected when you do that. And there is our delicious cheeseburger. Yum. Now, if you want to go the extra mile, you can go on the internet Maybe find some pickles. And when I go to images, if I go to tools and I go to type, no, I'm sorry, color, I can choose transparent for the color. And that'll give me a transparent background. So pickle slices. Let's see if I can find one that might look good on here. Probably something like this. And you can see it's got these little checkers in the background, and that means it'll be transparent. But it doesn't work if we copy and paste it. It'll give it a white background. Oops, put it up here on the top. Or a black background. So what I need to do instead is I need to save this file and put it in my downloads. And I go into Photoshop and I do a file place. Place embedded right there. So let's find that file in our downloads. And there it is. Now it stuck it on the bottom here, so let's just push it up on top. And I can't see it, so I can turn off these other layers for now until I have it where I want it to go. Stick it right there. Turn these other layers back on. And now we got some pickles. And you could do the same thing to whatever else you wanted to put on there. If you like onions, we could do onion slices. And they kind of have to be flat looking, otherwise it's not going to look right like that. So it might be kind of tough to find one. I still have that transparent background. I don't know, I guess I'll go with something like this. Save this image. Go into Photoshop, File, Place Embedded, and there's my onions. Takes a minute for it to load. Okay. Let's do a resize on that one. And you could maybe even like kind of, if you want to like just flatten it, kind of stretch it, you can hold down Control, sorry. Make them look a little flatter. Maybe something like that. You can even duplicate it by holding down Alt and moving it. And there we go. So now you got your pickles, your tomatoes, your lettuce, your onions, cheese, mayo, mustard, ketchup. And now you're starting to understand Photoshop.